Here we go. So the Falcons a year ago, they go out and they get themselves a big ticket quarterback in Kirk Cousins, who's going to try to get them over the hump. They add a lot of these pieces. Then they draft the successor for Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix Jr. Kirk Cousins was balling out early on in the season, ended up starting, I think, like 6-4, 6-3, looking really good. And then the season just kind of collapses. They bench Cousins, they start Penix with a chance to winning the NFC South title. Ends up not really doing well. He did do well, but the Falcons ended up losing the last 2 games of the season. Buccaneers take over as the NFC South champions for yet again another season. But this man pictured right here, Michael Penix Jr. is the quarterback of the future and their Week 1 starter for the Atlanta Falcons. Heading into the offense here, there's not really a whole lot that's notable here. If you want to like zoom out and I can kind of like wrap this up as best as I can. They lose their center. He ends up going to the Chicago Bears. Your quarterback room is very expensive with a top 10 pick plus Kirk Cousins making $40 million while on the bench. They do add Jamal Agnew, which could be a pretty good like explosive piece, but he's going to be like your special team guy. But I don't have much else to say of this team besides their preseason finale. Penix ain't playing. Cousins ain't playing. Easton Stick, I think, is healthy. Emory Jones is hurt, something like that. They got to sign other people. So I don't really got a whole lot to say here. This is kind of like a not exciting offseason there for at least the offensive side of football for the Falcons.
Which is exactly what we were hoping for.
Are we going to spend 30 minutes talking about them?
I will do it just out of spite.
Wow, we're just going to go into the defense here. Okay. I mean, hell, all right. Let's get ready here.
Do we want... All right, look.
Here,
Kyle Pitts is getting receptions this season, they say.
No. Michael Penix needs something to do, okay? Everyone's like fantasy, I don't know, Ouija board, like, oh, is Michael Penix going to do great this season? And the ghosts are telling everyone yes, but it's never true.
I just love that out of all the teams we've covered, this happens to be the team with not a single change in that starting, like, not a single change on that.
Ryan Newsill, if you have to say his name, now the center.
I mean, really though, okay.
We're talking about Jamal Agnew, man. Look at that right there.
I don't know. I think the offensive line could hold up, but it's like, okay, what can Penix do? I mean, he finished off this last season with like 200 plus passing yards in his last 3 games, which, okay, like any quarterback can really do that in the league if you can know how to do the forward pass. But I don't know, like, I think they did score a lot of yards. I think they got a lot of yards, not score, but like they did get a lot of yards those last 3 games, and they were competitive in those final 3 games with him as the starter. Commanders went to overtime. Panthers went to overtime.
I'm not a Penix guy. Even with Kirk, they were like average.
That was exciting with Kirk.
And then he had that whatever the injury was in the quarterback series, and they just fell off.
Jamal Agnew is just a glorified worse Cordero Patterson.
I mean, he's been through those terrible Jaguars teams. I'm surprised they let him go. He's been there for like 10 years.
I know, returning kicks, scoring some of their only highlights the whole season.
Yeah, 109 kickoff, 109-yard return, I believe, back in 2021.
Elite. Again, just a glorified Cordero Patterson.
That's Scordero, okay. He won the angry run the 1 week. He killed the guy. Well, straight up kill the guy. All right, let's go to the defense here. Defense, there's a lot more exciting pieces here. Okay. I'm not exciting. Why did you do that, Dom?
Because we're all excited. It's NFC South.
I'll be honest. I don't think I meant to do that. That was odd.
Oh, jeez Louise.
Oh, my God. He knew. He knew. He absolutely knew where we were.
Uh-oh.
He knew.
You knew. You had to have known.
I see now, so I'm gonna act like I wasn't here, and you guys can let me back in when we're done here.
All right, we're stretching it out. 30 minutes.
Wait. Oh, he needs to get back ready. This is what we need right here. This right here. Wait, no. Where is it? How do I do this? Nope. Okay. I thought I could do this. Maybe I can't. Damn. I thought I could only have him side by side with the Falcon stuff, but it's not working. That's fine.
Let's get to the defense here. I'm not talking about this offense for any other minutes, but they add a lot of exciting pieces. They add James Pierce. They add Jalen Walker through the draft. They end up giving a future first-round pick to the Rams in order to get back into the first this past draft. So what could that be for the Rams? We may see. But they do add Leonard Floyd, who I believe was released from the 49ers. They add a very underrated linebacker in Devine Diablo from the Las Vegas Raiders. They really built up this team. Billy Bowman out of the Oklahoma Sooners. There's a lot of decent pieces here. Obviously, Justin Simmons isn't there anymore, but Jesse Bates is still there. So trying to find some rhythm in the secondary. They also have Lamar Jackson. I mean, hey, they got a 2-time MVP in the backfield there. Pretty exciting stuff. But yeah, I got nothing else to say here for these Atlanta Falcons. So yeah.
I really just want to stretch this out just to spike goal.
That's quite rude, might I add.
Well, I want you to know we did the offense, and I just skipped right to the defense because nothing changed in the offense, and we really had nothing to say. We were like, yeah, Michael Penix, like, cool. Whatever, dude.
Yeah,
know,
again, like I said,
exciting
it's gonna be interesting to see what Michael Penix looks like, or Michael Penix Jr. as whoever broadcasted that. Gosh, that one doesn't slip by. I hate to break it to you. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what they look like this year. And again, I could care a whole lot less about this division and the Falcons in general. I wish you would think the way I talk about the Falcons that they would react like the Packers fans react. But instead, it's not. The Packers fans react the way they do, and the Falcons fans will sit here and take it on the chin, and
yeah,
that's that, man.
I don't know if we get Falcons fans' reactions. I don't know if they really care or.
When we posted the draft reaction of Penix, yeah, they were like, "I'm in my living room, like, what the hell are we doing?"
Maybe they just agree. I don't know.
Oh no, we suck again.
Yeah, it's just like
Bijan Robinson.
They win the division.
It's the best way to describe this franchise. It's just you spend all the money on Kirk Cousins. Like, I mean, I guess it looks smart now drafting Michael Penix because Kirk Cousins looks terrible. But like, holy cow, you spend all that money on a backup quarterback now. I hope you realize that. Like, it just makes no sense. Atlanta just doesn't make a lot of sense. And that's why we're skipping on over Atlanta. If you want to give me the schedule, you can give me the schedules. I've already had enough. I've only been here 5 minutes. I've had enough of this freaking franchise already.
I'm convinced that the Falcons are just there as a money laundering scheme.
They're like a mattress store. But yes, week 1, the Buccaneers returned to town after that exciting Thursday night game that they had earlier in the season in 2024. But then you really go on the road. Then you go to the Vikings week 2. What are you going to have against JJ McCarthy? And then you go against the Panthers, who, if you won the game and the Buccaneers lost, you could have been in the playoffs at that rate. So return to the scene of the crime there for the Panthers. And then you got an early bye, Commanders. I don't know. This is not a easy schedule. A lot of 2s and then 1s and then 2s and 1s. 2 games on the road, 1 at home, 2 on the road, 1 at home. This is not a good schedule in their favor.
I have like 6 or 7. I think I have 6 or 7 with giving them only 1 going into the bye week. So I really don't know. I could see them easily going into the bye week 1 and 3. They could make the Vikings and the Panthers. Like, the Vikings could come in and have like a nice game against them and beat them and be like, the Vikings put themselves in a good spot starting in the season. Then the Panthers could come off of 2 easier games before this and beat them and be 3-0 and be like, oh, sick, we're actually solid. So, I mean, low-key, I could see the Falcons kind of make some of these teams to start off early and them only win maybe one of these games going into the bye week. I don't know.
there's a good chance that they spend most of the year behind the Saints in the standings.
I think they spend the entire year behind the Panthers.
I think it's more.
I don't like that the Falcons did not decide to play Penix at all in this preseason. They just said, here's Easton Stick and Emory Jones. Like, here you go. Have fun. You got to play him in the preseason. How is he going to develop and learn? Like, what? You just see him in practice and you're like,
Yeah, I don't
there
like
you go.
Teams don't like playing their starters. It's just at this rate, you might as well go down to 2 preseason games and add an extra regular season game because, like, the first 2 weeks of the regular season are like preseason games. The way it's going to take for these teams to get going. So, I mean, this is the problem of what they're putting out product wise, and you're doing all this to find out what like 6 stringers and what special teams guys are going to be on your roster. Like, seriously, that's what these preseason games are for at this rate, because teams are not playing their guys. And like, I get it. I mean, we've seen big injuries happen in preseason where it's not worth the risk, but I think it's going to end up to a point where you're going to add an extra regular season game at some point and then cut another preseason game. To be honest, I think that's where we're going. I think that's where the league wants it to go also. And the players are going to bitch and moan, but this is the problem because like you're paying all this money for weeks 1 and 2 for people to see these games live, and you're paying it for all these services with Amazon and Peacock and all these other Sunday Ticket, and people are spending all this money to watch preseason games week 1 and 2 because that's how terrible the football is. I just don't know what to tell folks. That's just kind of where we're going, and the NFL and the Player Association need to get to an agreement on it because that's where we're going with this because it's nonsense watching this.
I just noticed this. The Falcons have to go to Germany in week 10, and they elected to have an earlier bye week to play a home game against. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Good. That's
the boneheaded decision. Like, the teams have the opportunity to be like, okay, do you want to deflect your bye? So like this was a team decision to deflect their bye. That's a stupid decision.
Maybe it doesn't.
You can never get me to have an early bye ever if I was an NFL team. No way. I'd want it later in the season. There's no way. Jake, it seems like Jake would like an early bye.
After last season, yes.
But it saved the season. Effectively won us the Super Bowl.
I will say the sports books and where they have them rated on wins for the Falcons and stuff is kind of insane. What some of the teams they have them above is kind of nuts. They have them at
because I just saw it and that's insane.
So they have the Falcons at 8.5, over 8.5 wins. Like all the sports books collectively together, which puts them over the Patriots, the Steelers, the Cardinals, the Seahawks, Dallas, Indianapolis, Miami. Wow, they have Miami low. That's crazy.
Yeah, Miami. They think Miami's going to suck this year.
They really do. Miami's a bottom.
I don't think Miami's going to be great. I don't think Miami's going to be a 7-win team, which people for some odd reason think they're going to be. I don't know why.
So, yeah, they have them rated kind of up there, which is kind of nuts.
When you look at their schedule, it's possible. I mean, let's be real. They'll probably split with Tampa. You don't know what you're getting from McCarthy, especially is that another at Minnesota. So that's going to be a tough game, but you never know. McCarthy's still going to be early into his quarterback reign. Carolina, I don't know what you're getting. Bryce Young played well at the end of last season. Washington, you know what Jaden Daniels is, so we'll see. I mean, that 6 and 7 is kind of brutal there. Buffalo and the 49ers is kind of a kick in the nuts. They have some winnable games. It comes down to what does Michael Penix look like? There's a lot of questions with some of these year 2 quarterbacks with like J.J. McCarthy, Michael Penix Jr., Drake May. Like, how do these guys look in their next year? So that's what's the coin flip with these teams. Like, I could see this team winning 9 games, possibly. I mean, look at their back end of their schedule. Like, who knows what the Rams are going to be that late in the season, what Stafford's health is going to be. The Saints are dumpster fire, so like they might not win a game this season, the Saints. I don't care division game at all. I don't know if the Saints win a game this season. Daniel Jones, Anthony Richardson, week 10, like Drake May, what does he look like? Like, I could see this team winning like 9 games, but like I can also like that being the max. So that's kind of an odd over under number to set them at because I don't see them going over 9. Like 9 is their highest I think they can reach.
I will say, after doing the Panthers and looking at the Panthers and feeling kind of optimistic about them and their schedule, and the Panthers have a very easy schedule as well. I really kind of think that I have a hard time saying that the Falcons will do better than the Panthers this season. As far as record goes,
Oh, I'd put my money on it. I put my money on that. The fact the Panthers finish ahead of the Falcons.
I have a hard time grinding out the wins that I gave the Panthers. And like you said, 9 could be like ceiling for this team. And I had the Panthers at like almost 7 as a floor. So it's like, yeah. And if the Panthers come out of last season as they did and go right into this season with another camp under their belt, stuff like that, and they come out and week 3 they play them, they win, like the Panthers could easily just after week 3 hold a better record the entire rest of the season and kind of fend them off. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the Falcons. I don't even know what did they do last season? What was their record?
8-9.
Okay.
That's
I
a
don't know.
hot start too.
That's what they've been for the last 17 years. I don't even whatever.